Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Reactor, and this is Quinn, and today's article comes from Reuters.com and says, Father of Web says tech giants may have to be split up. I don't think any company should ever need to be split up, because world domination isn't that big of a deal. No, I'm kidding. Of course, world domination is a big deal. It's the only thing I look forward to in life. No, I'm kidding. Silicon Valley technology giants such as Facebook and Google have grown so dominant they may need to be broken up unless challengers or changes in taste reduce their clout, the inventor of the World Wide Web told Reuters. So this guy invented the web. I don't think anyone invented the web. It's always just been there.
It's a bold statement.
Who was it? Al Gore said he invented the internet. Digital revolution has spawned a handful of U.S.-based technology companies since the 1990s that now have a combined financial and cultural power greater than most sovereign states. Yes, this is true. This is a fact. Facebook can sway elections. You know, like if Facebook or Twitter banned the use of Republican nominee or politician names from their, Google can ban Donald Trump's name from the search, and that'll help sway people not to vote for him because they'll hear less about him, It's a fact. I'm not saying they're doing that, but I'm saying they have that power, and that's kind of unnerving.
Right.
That's way too much power to have. Tim Berners-Lee, a London-born computer scientist who invented the web in 1989, said he was disappointed with the current state of the internet, following scandals over the abuse of personal data and the use of social media to spread hate. He invented the web in 1989? Who is this guy? What? In London? They're saying the internet was invented by a British person? Everyone knows America made the World Wide Web. It's weird. What naturally happens is you end up with one company dominating the field, so through history, there is no alternative to really coming in and breaking things up. Berners-Lee, 63, said in an interview, there's a danger of concentration. Yeah, just like every company. We've seen it throughout history. Like we had to split up Bell because they owned the telephones, and you couldn't compete with them. You have to stop a company that owns the world,
Right.
You can't own one technology. Oh, you can't be that powerful. But anyway, I'll continue on. But he urged caution too, saying the speed of innovation in both technology and taste could ultimately cut some of the biggest technology companies down to size. Yeah, and that's another thing. Companies always fail. Every company in history has failed. Not all of them. Some existed for a very long time, but I'd say 99% of them fail eventually. Look at Sears. Sears owned the whole market in the United States.
And the only reason that company stayed around for so long is because Sears actually owned the property that their store sat on.
Yeah.
So then they started selling their property, and then
but
everything else.
What I wanted to get into with that is, then Amazon comes along. Well, Sears in 1995 had the means to start Amazon themselves.
Could have been Amazon.
Yeah, but
they were Amazon.
Companies aren't forward thinking.
Right.
They don't think about the future. They think, here's our business model. It's working. We stay with it. And then that business model slowly gets outdated.
Right.
And they get left in the dust. So now Amazon owns. Walmart was also huge. Now Amazon is bigger than Walmart. Walmart could have started this online shopping thing.
You make a good point, because Sears was kind of like Amazon back in the day.
Yeah. All these companies that dominated the market slowly lose their grip because they don't think forward. They think in the present. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Then they die. So I think Amazon isn't going to be a global power for long. Although it's going to be like, what's the next step? Once you own the world market, like how do you lose that? A new internet is invented, something greater than the internet, that they don't jump on board. That
I think people just will want to retreat to more of a personal experience where it's more private, where you have more control over your experience online. Where I guess VPNs and other things can do that for people.
Yeah. Before breaking them up, we should see whether they are not just disrupted by a small player beating them out of the market, but by the market shifting, by the interest going somewhere else, Berners-Lee said. Huh? I don't understand what he's saying. But yeah, that is kind of what happens. Like, say, that's another thing. Amazon has their domination right now, but there's an idea they didn't think of. That if someone starts an internet shopping website that uses this great idea, will leave Amazon in the dust because they didn't think of it. It's like
Right.
everyone always thinks of a better idea than what you have, and you have to stay on top of that. And that's kind of what Google does by constantly trying to create things. They're always throwing something out.
Right.
You know, before breaking, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Facebook have a combined market capitalization of 3.7 trillion, equal to Germany's gross domestic product last year. Yeah, love and hate. When asked, what am I doing? Berners-Lee came up with the idea for what he initially called Mesh while working at Europe's physics research center CERN, calling it the World Wide Web in 1990. When asked who had the biggest intellectual influence on him, he said, Mom and Dad. They were building computers, so I grew up living in a world where everything was mathematics, and the excitement of being able to program something was very fresh, he said. There was, he said, no eureka moment. Instead, it was hard work, the experience of working in computer science, and an attempt to overcome the frustrations of trying to share information with colleagues and students. Eureka moments are complete nonsense. I don't believe the one about Archimedes. He had been thinking about it for a long time, he said. Now a professor of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Oxford, Berners-Lee expressed dismay at the way consultancy Cambridge Analytica obtained the personal data of 87 million Facebook users from a researcher. That scandal, he said, was a tipping point for many. I am disappointed with the current state of the web, he said. We have lost the feeling of individual empowerment, and to a certain extent, also, I think the optimism has cracked. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologized after the Cambridge Analytica scandal and pledged to do more to protect users' data. But social media, Berners-Lee said, was still being, Berners-Lee said, was still being used to propagate hate. Yeah. If you put a drop of love into Twitter, it seems to decay, but if you put a drop of hatred, you feel it actually propagates much more strongly. And you wonder, well, is that because of the way that Twitter as a medium has been built? No, it's the way humanity and psychology works. Yeah, that's the end of it. So this guy invented the internet, I guess.
Right.
And he's saying tech giants have too much power, and I agree. The only problem is, how do you split up Twitter? I'm on Twitter because other people are on it, you know?
Right.
If they split it up, what, do I have to go on to every social media platform?
Or like three different ones?
So really, and it sounds a little bit crazy, and I didn't really think too much into this, but maybe Twitter should become a utility type business, you know, where they don't have all that power, but humans can communicate on it. It's a platform where people want to communicate, and it's kind of important for humanity to continue to communicate. You can't just stop them from using Twitter.
Right.
But nobody should have the power of influence, that much power of influence. You know?
It's people people have to decide to not use something in order to make it go away.
And if people want to spew hate on Twitter, it should be allowed, in my opinion. And everyone who's going to comment on this video saying they're a private company, they should be able to do what they want. Like, yeah, but a private company with that much power can do whatever they want, and that's the issue.
It can be dangerous.
Like, you don't want someone that big to do whatever they want. Like,
right.
And that's the issue. Like, I get that they're a business, but
yeah, I would have to agree with you on that.
I don't like having like Jack from Twitter has superpowers right now. He can control the world.
Right.
Maybe not indefinitely, not like completely, but he can influence the world on a large scale.
Especially
and that's
when
an issue.
Yeah, and I mean, especially when it comes to political areas of anything to do with politics, influencing elections, saying what can be shown and what cannot be shown. An entire user's profile could be taken down at the key moment when they should be up and people should be seeing them. It could be down for some reason. It could be called technical difficulty. Who knows?
So when I say that they should be split up, or we need to do something about them, and people say that they're a private company,
right.
I feel like that's the issue. The issue is that they're a private company, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't. Twitter has too much power. You can't do that, man. I don't know. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say? Do you have stuff you want to say?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, so to close it out, I guess I totally agree that no one should have that much power. Imagine, if I owned Twitter, people would be screwed. It would be so much trouble. I mean, it would be great for me, but everything I wanted would come to fruition because I can. You know,
right.
any politician I wanted elected, yeah, sure, I'll do it. You know?
That's what makes
I
it so
can control
crazy.
it.
If you could actually put yourself in that position.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell anyone that I'm tricking people into siding with me by erasing everyone who disagrees with me. But I would definitely do it. I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, that's a lot of power, but I'm not going to take advantage of it.
Right.
You know? Like, humans are humans. But yeah, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, let us know by giving it a thumbs up. Check out our Patreon link in the description if you want to help us, and leave a comment telling us what you think, because that'd be cool. And thanks for watching.